practice,
Let's do this.
Install one at our house. That's underneath the master bedroom.
You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I'm bad for your health. Come real stealth, drop bombs on your moms, kill call rhymes. Is that it?
Chicka wicka wicka wicka.
Are we recording? Is this thing on? Oh my god. When I'm not selling real estate, I just sing that first 10 seconds of that song and that's it. Anyways, all right. No, let's record. Yeah.
Okay. 5, 4, 3.
What's up, Whittier?
Welcome to What's Up, Whittier, a homegrown podcast.
A podcast to showcase Whittier's businesses, personalities, and hidden treasures.
What's up, Whittier?
Dun, 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 dun.
No, come on, man. You're supposed to start with dropping bombs on your moms.
Kill call rhymes. Something, something, something.
Better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's why you're an architect and I'm a realtor.
Man.
Because we do not sing, we do not karaoke without
we're
adult
trying
beverages.
We're trying to keep up with that awesome music in the background.
Yeah.
And of course they muted us because we're no good.
Yeah.
but where we at, Remo?
We are at the
Gons
decorations. We're in their parking lot. Today there's a special event here in Uptown, or actually outside of Uptown.
Uptown adjacent.
Yeah, Uptown adjacent on Philadelphia. We are here at the Social Media Market.
Social Media Sunday, actually, my friend.
Yeah, Social Media Sunday. So we're working on a Sunday.
That is hosted by?
This is Extra Pay.
That's right. Double pay because it's Sunday.
Who is it hosted by, Jesse?
It was hosted by We Are Whittier, and we cut our last episode 73.
1,000.
We had the interview with Jenny and Pedro, and they talked about having this event and how they're bringing together all these online vendors to kind of put together a space, a venue where they could come and showcase their the stuff that they put together. We're going to start interviewing a couple of those vendors. They're little pop-ups. Some you might know, some you might not know. But for the ones you don't know, now you know.
You know.
Come on, you're supposed to get on
Good,
that.
Jesse. This is cliche central here.
Anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoy.
We're off to the first interview.
That's right. So you better check yourself.
Are you going to give him the subscribe?
Come on.
I'll get there at the end. Are you going to give him the subscribe
Yes, actually,
button? Go ahead, Jesse.
For those people who are not here, we're giving away raffle tickets for the people who did subscribe to win some awesome gift cards.
How do you subscribe, Jess? Give him the 20-minute story of how to subscribe.
You just hit the subscribe button. That's all you do.
Which interview was it where you just wandered off and subscribed?
It's easy.
Fernando?
It's easy. Just hit the subscribe button, and all that does is it gives you...
And you get a new car if you hit the subscribe button.
Well, I was going to say a house, but whatever.
New house.
You get a new house with the car. I don't know.
All right. Check yourself.
Before you wreck yourself.
All right, so today we are here with Ambie.
Hi, guys.
Welcome. You want to tell us about you and your business? And
Sure. So I'm Ambie. My business is Ambie Nails. I'm a licensed manicurist here in Uptown Whittier. I work from home. I specialize in gel nail art. I do manicures, pedicures.
Remo cures.
Remo cures, sure, yeah. If your man has funky toes and you need to bring him in,
there you go.
I've had one, what is it called, pedicure in my life, and it was a couple days before I got married. And
don't you think your wife deserves for you to maybe get another one?
I don't know.
How long ago did you get married?
Is she saying yes?
A year and
she's right here.
a year and 4 months, 2 months, 1 month. No, it was a great experience. It's just something, and I'll be, as a guy going into a nail parlor, or is that what
Nail
they're called?
salon.
Nail salon.
Yeah.
It's like you're the only person and everyone's looking at you like,
What is the janitor doing here?
So that's kind of the nice thing about my business. I work from home, so I offer complete privacy, serene, atmosphere, etc. So yeah, you don't have to be embarrassed. There'll be no one else there.
Oh, okay, very cool. And then you're participating in this event today.
Yeah, I am. So I do have a booth here. I am selling what I call party nails, which are basically like a fancy version of press-on nails with original art on them. I'm also selling buttons, stickers, and really I'm just here to meet people and get my name out there.
Do you normally do pop-ups like this where...
This is my very first pop-up I've ever done. Yeah, very first one.
Very cool.
So what's the your Instagram account so people want to follow you?
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Ambie Nails. That's AMBIENAILS _ and A&D _ Nugs NUGS.
Nice. And you have, obviously, I see you have some kind of festive nails there. Is that?
Yeah, so I did my nails for the event. I just did some like 3D polka dots that kind of look like little moons to me, too.
I thought they were ladybugs.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Can you customize? I mean, can you add anything on
Yeah, I could do anything you want on your nails. I always joke, people ask me if I am artistic, if I draw, and I always tell them I'm really good at drawing on a nail. But like anything bigger than that, I can't do it.
Yeah. That's a small canvas. Right?
But also, whenever Ambie has done any of my nails, she's like, I look at it in shapes. So she, like, you tell her what you want, and she breaks it down by the types of shapes it takes to make that image. So she's very talented. I say go see Ambie.
I always laugh when people call me an artist because I always tell them I'm just making shapes on your nail.
Just a bunch of lines.
Yeah, just a bunch of lines and squiggles.
Nice. What's the strangest request you've had so far?
Goodness, strangest. I did do some period nails the other day.
What does that mean?
What's a period nail?
A period is a menstrual cycle, boys. Oh. Women have them once a month, so I did some nails with some tampons and some menstrual cups. I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah, that is the strangest.
I mean, most menstrual cycles last a couple of days. This one lasted for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You know, she only had Aunt Flo for a couple of days, but she got to keep those nails for 3 weeks.
Wow.
Lucky her.
Yes.
I wonder what the backstory in that was.
Yeah.
Well, you know, probably just because the patriarchy has kept women down and ashamed of their bodies. So, you know, we're just trying to celebrate it
there
now.
There you go.
Yeah. Check out my tampon on my nails.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
There's
going
always
in a weird
niche,
direction.
right?
With 2 guys, you know.
This is definitely my
Go ahead,
audience.
Jesse. Yes. Your question, Jesse. Yeah,
Christina's losing it over here.
Did you grow up in Whittier?
I did, yeah. I've been in Whittier since I was 2.
Very cool.
Yeah, so definitely raised up here.
So what's the one place you frequent? Like, what's your go-to spot?
Ooh, me and my husband, we love going to the Bottle Room. That's definitely probably our go-to. For good beer, we love the food there. And then the 6740, I feel like that's definitely a Whittier local spot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. If there's something missing in Whittier, what would that be?
Well, I know the brewery is going to be opening soon, so that I'm really excited about. I think that we could use a cool thrift store in Uptown. I think maybe a Buffalo Exchange, some more vintage. I think that would be really fun if we brought some more of that into Uptown Whittier.
Nice, nice. And what is your fondest memory of Whittier? Like something that you miss?
Skateland, man. Don't we all? I feel like that's everyone's number one answer. I think that's actually what we should bring back. We need to bring back Skateland.
See, Remo's with Nico, so he's, I think it's going to be a rock, paper, scissors on that one.
Nico's the spot.
Nico in Skateland.
There you go.
Oh.
Plus alcohol.
At the brewery.
There you go.
Oh,
great.
Man. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing the menstrual cycle nails.
You got it anytime.
That's the greatest story. When I go back to work on Monday, what did you do?
Aren't you
I
so
heard
glad
about.
you asked?
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
And we're back.
Da-da-da-da.
Check one.
Jesse, just because they're playing 90s music
Come on,
doesn't
man.
mean
I
you
was
have
expecting you to start
to
getting
start
into the-
beatboxing over here.
Oh man, you're
All
not
right.
gonna beatbox? Fine. So Whittier, we're here with the person behind Pure Elegance.
Correct.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And for you listeners that don't know who
Uh-huh.
Pure Elegance is, can you tell us what that is?
Sure. I do interior design. We do flowers, pop-ups. We do front shops and a lot of the shops in Uptown Whittier. So it's really fun. I've set up some of the vendors in here. So,
Nice. And you helped us with our display.
I helped with your display. Yes, I can help myself. I just can't.
You saw the markers, we brought scissors, and you're like,
And then I brought the rest. Yeah, no. It's like Jenny told me when I was coming up. She goes, girl, I thought you were going to bring some spheres. And I go, oh, no, go big or go home.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you got to dress it up. I
That's
think
right.
marketing, we're visual people, and I think marketing is a big part of our world.
Who is your toughest case here?
Nobody.
Other than us.
you
can say
guys,
it.
and nobody. Actually, everybody has been really nice. I think we should have more like this. It's the turnout has been great. It's pet friendly, kid friendly, and all the vendors have something unique to offer. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad I rolled out of bed on a Sunday and did this.
So do you have a booth here, or you just?
I do not have a booth. I actually came to help Mario with Socatines to set up his booth, and then I saw you guys, so then I came over here, and I've just been floating
you provided
around.
us this, right?
Yes.
So do you just have one of these in your car? You just pulled out?
I
and
do.
just-
Yeah.
Do you
I
really?
just walk. I just drive around with my.
Oh, describe it.
Can you describe it?
It's an old radio.
It's
a
a
transition.
1940 transformer.
That's what I said.
Yes, and it's a lot of fun. And we've been talking about props and how to set up stuff. So I thought it would be perfect.
Do you have to get your tetanus booster every time you roll around with this? This thing looks vintage.
It is vintage. That's the beauty of it.
That dust is collected from like 1919.
Yeah. So there you go.
But you really had this in your car knowing that for this event?
No,
Oh.
actually, when I was talking to her, I had it at my King Richard's booth because I do have
okay.
a booth at King
Got it,
Richard's
got
that
it.
I put a lot of my stuff.
Got it.
And we were talking about it, so I brought it and we
Nice.
displayed it, and it went perfect with the microphones and the brand. So.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But no, sometimes I do carry a lot of stuff in the back of my car, so we laugh. I tell them,
Just a coincidence, you know?
yeah, it worked out. It worked out great.
So what out of all the storefronts or clients that you've had, which one's the one that you put together? You're like, man, that turned out like better than what I expected.
Aunties last year for Christmas.
Okay.
It was my first year working with Leva and Aunties, and it turned out really good. I mean, it was fun, and we're doing it again this week. And again, she's been my client for a year, and every week I do all her florals for her tables and bakery. So it's a lot of fun.
So what other storefronts do you have?
Shop
in
the
Uptown?
Runway, Bombshell Boutique. Who else do I have? Aura's World. And then I do
nice.
a lot of, I've done a few local weddings for local residents that they
Very
reached
cool.
out to me, meeting me through Aunties or one of the storefronts that I do, and they reach out. So I've done a few weddings. So it's fun to keep it in the community and stay
yeah.
close by.
So people can reach out to you then for private events as well?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
what is, I guess, your product that you offer? Is it just going in and whatever it is that the person needs?
Yeah, depends on what you need. So if you just need centerpieces, then we'll do centerpieces. If you want like a whole production, then we can also do that. So I work with different vendors, and we all get together and do that. So
And
it's
make
fun.
it happen.
Yeah, I actually donated the services to Skills Organization earlier this year for their Great Gatsby Night at the Museum.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you guys attended. I took care of the decorations for them and did all the props and donated the stuff. So
Nice.
it was nice to do.
Very cool. Very
So,
cool.
but thank you guys. I mean,
So
I
are you-
appreciate it.
So are you a Whittier resident?
I am.
You
I've been
born
a
and raised?
Whittier resident for 30 years.
Very cool.
So my kids, they're
Born and raised
Whittier,
here.
yeah, Whittier School District to Whittier College.
Nice.
So we bleed purple in town. So it's
There you
it's
go.
fun. It's great to just. I tell people, it's rare to walk into somewhere and people know your name. And you
It happens
walk
all
in.
the time in Whittier.
It does. I used to go to the 76 station many years ago when it was still there, and I forgot my gas card before we had debit cards, and they used to have full service. And the guy, I was rushing going to work, and the guy told me, "It's all right, don't worry about it.
Pay tomorrow."
Come back later." And I did. I went after work, and you don't do that. So
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite spots to grab a quick bite or maybe an adult
Oh my
beverage?
God, there's so many. I'm glad for all the new places. Fish Up the Hook, Chicken Coop, Aunties, Colonia, Publica, Ravello's. I have yet to go to Nixon. I haven't been there, but I hear great things about them. So there's just a lot that you can go at any time
But if there was one where, if you're grabbing a quick bite to eat, where would it be?
She's like, I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
Depending on what I'm in the mood for, but Colonia Publica was my choice yesterday for my friend that came from, out of town, and we went. And I have people that have visited from out of town in Sydney, and they still send us messages and say, oh, my God, that place was so cool. So really you can bring everybody in here and walk around and spend a whole day without having to leave, and there's so many choices.
Yeah.
So we're lucky. And then Village Cinemas, that lets you walk in and grab popcorn and take it home.
Nice.
Really?
You didn't know that?
So get the theater experience.
You get the theater. Yes, you can walk in and buy
Just
your
popcorn
popcorn
and just go home?
and a hot dog and go home and watch Netflix.
There you go.
And you feel like you're at the movie.
Or you just bring the hot dog in your pocket and then the popcorn and roll up in your backpack
like,
and watch it.
watch it. Yeah, but it's fun. So it's a fun town. And just getting...
So with everything that we have, what do you think is missing in Whittier?
I think we're missing Monday nights. A lot of the businesses, a lot of the restaurants are closed on Mondays.
Correct.
The choices are very limited on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
If you go out and you want to grab a bite to eat, it's, and sometimes they close early, which also, but then I know with Nixon Plaza coming up, we're looking forward to that because we need something that stays up, open later aside from a club scene or a bar scene, just somewhere where you can sit down, have a glass of wine, and just enjoy some food.
That's right. So since you grew up here, essentially,
yes,
what was your fondest memory of Whittier? Like, is there something that you're like, man, I remember when we used to have this or that, or?
Wow, there's just so much. My fondest memory of it was my kids growing up and taking them to Skateland and watching them walk around uptown and hanging out without you having to worry that they were out there. I lived on Newland by Lincoln School when we first moved over here, and my kids literally used to play football with the neighbor kids in the middle of the street, and you didn't have to worry about a car going by and running them over. I mean, they used to see cars coming that would move out of the way and resume their playtime. So it's
a little bit different now.
It is a lot different. But, the one thing that I'm grateful for is I have an old-fashioned Halloween, which not a lot of people do, which is we sit there and this year we passed out 2,000 pieces of candy on Beverly. And it's fun to see the kids walking and trick-or-treating because some people don't even get any kids at their home.
Remo handed out digital candy this year.
No, zero candy. We bought candy and we live like someone on a little hill, and so the kids.
It's not someone of a little hill, my friend.
Well,
it's a hill.
For trick or treating, we're not the best location. And
he's on top of Trimble Canyon,
and we just sat there and like the hell with these kids. They're not coming
so
out.
if you want to have a collab next year for Halloween, bring your candy over.
Well, we didn't have good candy. So I took it to the office, and it's still there, I think.
No, but it's
ready for next year.
It's a nice
mints. I couldn't believe they didn't want the mints. I mean, my God.
Well, but you do real estate, so the real estate, it's amazing in Whittier because you have so many choices. It's not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So if you take the time to drive around and take a look at the different homes, each home has its different personality.
Yeah,
that's right.
Totally agree. Especially in the uptownish area, you get so many homes that are not the track homes, so they were built completely different than each other. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So I love it in here. And the support, it's so much fun.
That's right.
It's nice to walk around and say hi to everybody.
Yeah. So if somebody wants to follow you again, how they follow you?
I'm on Instagram under Pure Elegance Designs.
Okay.
And I'm following you guys, so if you guys want to get a hold of me and they can't seem to find me, or stop by Auntie's or any of the places and check out my work.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Whittier.
We are back with the man, the legend.
Yeah. Exactly. If you don't know the name, then
or the brand. The brand.
That's right. That's
My
right.
Whittier.
If you don't know yet, then you're gonna know now.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Here it is. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
We're here with Bobby from My Whittier.
What's up, gentlemen?
So I guess for the people who don't know, tell us who is My Whittier.
My Whittier, in a nutshell, I'm a local kid and I'm an 80s baby. So I started My Whittier based on a lot of the things that were happening in Whittier when I was growing up in the 80s. A lot of the things that aren't here anymore. So anything that made me feel warm and fuzzy, I do a shirt or a hat or talk about it. And basically a hobby gone wild. Yeah. Hobby gone wild. Way wild.
Where did the name My Whittier come from?
Well, it's kind of one of those things, like I said, I grew up in Whittier, and I actually, a few years back in 2012, I went to the Whittier Museum, and I walked around and checked it out. Awesome place to visit. Great Whittier history. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't my history. My Whittier history was, different than that. It was like Captain Video over on Comstock, the first video store or video game place, arcade that ever existed, and Ambrose Pizza and all that stuff. So I did a blog piece called My Whittier Museum, and it was based on a lot of the things that I loved and all that, and it resonated with people, and so it kind of took off from there. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Now, we usually ask the question, maybe we'll start with this question, and it's, what in Whittier do you miss having? Because since you have a lot of items that remind you of old Whittier.
Yeah, I like Sackett and Peters back in the day, because when I was a kid, my dad used to take me there. We used to get our Christmas trees there, and he'd get a lot of his tools and things like that there. Sackett and Peters was cool. Skateland is obviously one of my, one of the things that I print shirts about that and stuff like that. I spend a lot of time there. And a lot of the food places, like I said, the Ambrose Pizza was one of them. I went to Whittier High School, so we had like a little place called Helen's that was right across the street, and she ran like a little burrito place and sandwiches, stuff like that. So a lot of my fondest memories are that kind of thing. Now Battles is gone. So I like the old stuff because the landscape of Whittier is constantly changing, and that old stuff kind of anchored things down. Mm-hmm. But, things have to change, things evolve, and I understand that, so it's all good.
Yeah. So if you had to bring something back, what would that be?
Probably Skateland, just because there's not a whole lot of family-oriented things to do anymore. You can't bring the kids there and spend time with them and let them do things like that. So a lot of the things now, it's kind of foodie driven, bars and food and things like that, which is great. But I get a lot of that from my followers that say, there's nothing to do for the kids, That'd be cool, like a big giant rock wall or something, cool center where you can do all that. Yeah.
So if there's something missing in Whittier that you think that they should have, what would that be?
Make its way back?
I don't know. I mean, Whittier has got that small town vibe. I think it still does. It's kind of going away from that a little bit, but it still has that charm. And the reason why things like your podcast and what I do and all the people that are here today, the reason why it's important is because when people move here from different places, which is happening a lot, our population's growing in Whittier, and it helps them kind of build some community and understand what Whittier folk are like, what we like, what was here before, give them a little bit of history, a little background, and it kind of incorporates them into the city instead of just coming in and not really knowing anything and just kind of diving in. So yeah, it's good. It's good for them to have that resource.
Now, talking about the brand My Whittier, normally do you guys do pop-ups pretty often? Is this something, the event that we're at today, is it something you normally would participate in other areas?
Yeah, I used to do pop-ups a lot more. I would actually just drive to a random street and pop up and just start selling back in the day. And that was kind of, I didn't have a shop, so that's kind of what I did. But now I do a little bit less of that, and I do events like this, bigger events. I try to do that because I have to tear down my store and bring it down here, so it's kind of a hassle in a way. So I do less of it, but I really like them. I enjoy the pop-ups. Yeah.
I'm sure you get to meet a lot of the people that have been following you and your brand, right?
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, that's what this is all about. I really love meeting everybody and spending time with them, and they're the reason why everything is working for My Whittier. It's not really a lot of what I do. It's just I do what they want me to do. So it's fun.
So do you have a go-to spot that you're always frequenting?
Food-wise?
Or drink-wise, anything?
I was at the 40 last night. I mean, that's kind of the old spot, you know. But, you know, I could go for days. You know, Pizza Mania, now Pizza 21 is one of my favorite spots. I enjoy Chema's, always have, always will.
That's like a little hidden gem, man.
What
really
is it? Chema's
Tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Where's that at?
Right here on Whittier Boulevard, on Hadley, kind of. Right in the little nook.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just tacos only. That's it. But it's really good.
If you drive too fast, you're missing.
If you walk too fast, you're
yeah. In the 80s, I was eating there. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Good stuff, man.
Very cool. Very cool. So you obviously you say you grew up here and you went to high school here.
Yeah.
Is there anybody you run into nowadays and are like that you would expect that they'd be doing something different than or they would say, hey, I don't expect you doing something different than what you're doing now?
Not necessarily. I know this guy Dave Gladden. If you're out there, Instagram me. He hit me in the face in 7th grade for no reason, so I'd like to see him again. But no,
I got a spit wad with your name on it.
Yeah. Other than that, no, man. I mean, you know, I met with some high school friends last night, and I haven't been to any of my reunions or anything like that. So it was really good to see them. We went to the 40 and had a really good time, and it's interesting to see what everybody's doing. But at this point, you know, I'm an older guy, so at this point, it's more like I'm so glad to see them more than what's going. You know, what are you doing or what are you up to now and all that. So I'm just happy to see everybody.
Yeah, because I ran into somebody who actually kind of grew up here, and they were saying the same thing. Like, you know, that it's such a cool place to be in that you, even if you move out, you eventually come back.
Yeah.
So that's what I was asking if there's that same kind of feeling.
Whittier is definitely, you love it, you hate it, or you can't get away from it. It's just one of those weird vortex type of things. I actually obviously love it. I moved away for a while. I was in Huntington Beach for about 13 years.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, everything was kind of new for me. But my parents were always here, so I was always visiting them. Yeah. But I couldn't get it out of my system. I just love it. I mean, the air, the sidewalks, uptown Whittier. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've walked up and down those streets. You know what I mean? So.
Very cool, very cool.
Well, do you have anything coming up that you maybe want to put out there?
No, but I just want to say I appreciate you guys, your podcast. I enjoy it, and you guys put out a really good show. And thanks for having me on. I really, really appreciate you guys, and keep it up. Keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
Whittier vibes.
And thank you for the shirts. We got
man. Rock them.
shirts.
Rock the My Whittier brand.
All right. We both got larges, Jesse and I, and you know, we realized we're not larges, so we.
I'm large, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm extra large.
Yeah, you can wear it tight.
Hang on to it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh my God, they're coming this way.
Is that your crew right there?
Those are my people.
Are they?
Your people? Your dog people?
Oh, like if I had that little
Have you
dog
seen our
and you're
little
walking
dog?
both of them, like
It's like that little one right there.
I would think that little thing will eat me.
Oh yeah, I definitely get comments all the time when they're odd couples like that.
Yeah.
That's what we call those, the odd couples.
And we're back. And
Dun,
we're back.
da, da, da. We're back, and we have a lot of four-legged friends in front of us that are touring us, that also decided to visit us for a good reason.
That's right. We're with Brenda. Brenda, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Hi Whittier. My name is Brenda. I am whittierwagdogwalker. I do walk dogs, and I also work for the animal medical field as well. On top of that, and I like to sew dog bandanas, and recently just released bow ties. So that's the latest. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes, my wife already visited your booth, so thank you. Our Visa and MasterCard appreciate. Actually, no, they're
Marley's
really,
gonna look very fly.
yeah,
let me just tell
they are
you.
very.
He's gonna look great.
With the little accessories, dog look really cute. So I'm
Yes.
excited, especially his New Year's bandana or
those
what do you
just
call it? Is it a
launched.
bandana or?
It is a bandana. It's just a through a collar bandana, which I prefer because I don't want them to get caught on anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I go with through the collar.
Got it.
Personally, I find that it's a better fit too.
And
I don't know what it is.
harder for a dog to take it off, right?
Exactly.
Because Marley, he'll just scratch it a couple times and boop, it's gone.
But let me just tell you, and I don't want to throw some shade on those huskies, but I hear those huskies can like tear them apart quick. So
Really?
yeah,
That's
it just
why we don't
depends.
have a husky. Then.
Yeah, it just depends on the kind of dog, I guess.
Yeah. So where did this idea come from?
Walking dogs or sewing bandanas or both? Okay.
Everything.
Definitely, you know, right now I find that everybody kind of has a side gig. Somewhere, someone has a second job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to walking dogs, why not? I mean, I'm exercising. Do you have a dog? I don't know. Do you guys?
Two.
I have a dog.
Yes. So you guys could just imagine just that therapy that they provide throughout the day. So hey, why not? If someone says, my dog's yours for an hour, yes. Thank you. So there's just such great benefits of having started dog walking, just even for myself, for the dog and the owner. So that's where that kind of came about. And then I love to sew. I've been sewing for years. And I said, what the heck? I'm going to try this triangle and, you know, let's see what happens. And people were really drawn to it, especially with the Dodger bandanas back in, you know, a few Octobers ago. They really, really liked that print, so that kind of hit it off, and then I've just been sewing since then. I can't stop.
Do you interview the dogs that you walk just to make sure they play
Yes,
nice?
yes, that is a thing, you guys. And I actually go in full uniform. I usually have like a little belt where I carry a lot of my items, and I go in with the same tennis shoes so that if I do greet them while their parents are at work, they're not home, they know me. They're like, this is what this chick looks like. This is how she smells the last time we met. So I definitely do like in-home consults and see what the dogs are all about.
But even before that, do you say, I can't walk that dog, he's too aggressive, or ever get to that point?
Yes, definitely. So if you're familiar with WAG, it's actually an app. And it's an app. It's kind of like a dog Uber, and you basically go into someone's house and pick up the dog, take it for a walk, and you notify them the entire time, and you let them know when the walk is over. So you don't know what you're coming into other than some notes that other walkers have left behind.
Like,
So
don't come to this house.
Yes, and I've left those notes.
It has a strong bite.
Yes, I've left those notes. I also follow a like Facebook forum of walkers, and people talk about like the bites or the owner bites. You know, you just don't know.
The owner bites?
That's
no,
Remo.
but you know what I mean.
It's
Like beware the owner
I
bites.
say that because I actually got bit by a dog for the first time like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was a little dog that I was like, hey, little doggy. And the dog was like, no, homie, this is my hood. And then he bit me.
Yeah,
And then I had to go to the Kaiser, and they had to clean it up.
That's
and
the reason why Remo
Yeah.
now has something going on from the side of his neck.
You know? Don't worry about this limp right here. No, and it was probably an 8-10 pound dog. It's very similar to Marley, our dog. And I'll tell you a funny story about this. The dog, was really aggressive with me, and I'm like, I didn't want to kick it because I felt bad that it was like I'm kicking my own dog. So I just had the leg out, like pretending it's a stick. I'm like, doing this. And anyways, the dog totally punky.
That's a movie scene right there. It's a total movie scene. So yeah, there's been plenty of dogs where I'm just like, I'll never walk you again, and there's other dogs where it was love at first sight. And I can't really tell the owner that because then they're like, you're a creep, but love at first sight, I'll walk them a million times, rain or shine, doesn't matter.
How far do you walk them? Like, is there a limit or?
It's usually a time limit. It's usually 30 minutes to an hour. If there's a park, that's such a bonus. If I find a park in your neighborhood, we're going there all day, every day. So yeah, it's based on time. Yeah, even 15-minute walks.
How about if they're indoor dogs? Do the people, owners, leave arrangements to get inside the house while you're not there? And
Yes. So I have access to a lot of houses with a lot of trust that's been built throughout this past year. I do have a lot of access. And then some people have lock boxes, which works really well as, So, yeah, I do have plenty of access to that. And then most people are at work anyways, so you need to find a way into the house. And most of the time the dogs already know who you are, so it's nothing barking. They're just jumping, exciting to see you.
Yeah, they're excited. You're probably the happiest person
You have no idea. Clocking in is the best thing in this
Do
job.
you walk dogs like you see in the movies where like 10 or 5 dogs that can...
Like that crew that just walked by?
Like, is there like 10 dogs at once?
No. Unless they all live in the same home and they all get along, yes. But I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not that strong, and they'd probably walk me.
That Great Dane over there.
Yeah.
And he's a he, right?
Yeah.
He is so well behaved.
He's beautiful.
For being around here.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm chilling.
Yeah. Very, very chill.
Oh, man.
Is that the biggest dog you...
Probably that and the Mastiffs, yeah. There was
Actually, I think that's more like you ride the dog around the block or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your kids just...
Yeah, definitely a horse right there.
So do you do just walking or do you do anything? And then you say you do the apparel for the dogs?
Yes, I do pet sitting as well,
Okay.
especially during the holidays. So that's really exciting too. And I love to do that because, again, it's like, give me your dog for an hour. Great. Oh, my God, I have your dog for a week. Awesome. You know, and we're secretly best friends.
There you
the
go.
owners don't know that, you know, so it's...
Do you do grooming too, or is it a...
I don't do grooming.
Not yet.
No, not yet, but I do have a lot of network and connection with groomers, other dog crafters, other Whittier dog walkers as well. So I refer a lot of people to different places all the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you just stick to Whittier?
I do, just a little bit out in La Habra. My parents live out there, so it's nice to say hi to them on my way there. Just a little bit of La Habra, but mainly just Whittier.
Do you have dogs yourself?
I do. I do have dogs myself.
Oh, man.
yes.
I thought you were going to say I don't. Because I have
everyone else's dogs.
No, I have to. You know, one of the greatest things my parents did for me, and every time I have a family approach me that they're ready to get a dog, I say do it. You just don't know, you know, the veterinarian that you're raising or the dog groomer that you're raising. You just don't know that, and that really opens that up for them. I had a dog my entire life, and I'm truly grateful that my parents let them pee and poop in our yard the entire, you know,
So is
my
that
entire
what
life.
drove you into the field?
Yeah. I honestly, it sounds cliche, but as a little girl, I knew. I was like, this is it. This is what I'm sticking with. This is what makes me happy.
Nice.
So
let me guess, you're a dog person?
Definitely a dog person. Definitely a dog person. But when it comes to the cats, I think I have, you know, the patience and the understanding that they need their space, and I'm there to refill the water and clean the litter, and
Isn't
that's
that
how
weird?
that goes.
Like,
I like walking in the house and our dog Marley jumps on me. The cat's like, whatever.
Yeah.
it's like you're home again.
Yeah.
No, I like being needed, you know? I like when the dog's like, I need to jump on you, I need to love you, I need to this and then. And the cat's like, oh, you're here? Cool.
Yeah. If
You know?
that, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
So, you grew up here in Whittier?
No, I didn't. I grew up right next door in La Habra. My parents
close
live
enough.
there. Yeah, close enough.
We're gonna ask you questions in Whittier. What if you have a go-to place? What would be that go-to place, either food-wise or drink-wise?
Food-wise or drink-wise? Right now, you know what? I was really liking that corner place. Have you guys been? Oh,
Okay.
so nice.
place?
Corner place?
Corner place. Is that one
It's
of
like
the franchise?
coffee.
Okay,
Yeah.
Next to Norm's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's really, really good right now. I'm really digging that spot.
Very cool. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
How about if you had to bring something to Whittier that's missing here, what would that be?
Jeez, well, you know what? We got those Tijuana tacos, and that was really just it. So honestly, other
So
than
how
that,
many times have you had them, by the way?
Ah,
I have not yet gone.
I think about them
Tijuana
every day.
tacos?
That's what I was saying about the taco
Where's
shop
the-
that sets up on Whittier Boulevard.
Where Skateland used to be. They set up where Skateland used to be.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen them. Tonight?
They're not. Are they today? Maybe.
Oh, today's Sunday, though. Never mind.
I think so. I think they would be there.
So I gotta try. I mean, every time I've gone, there's been a long line. So it's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things where I usually don't like waiting. So
Yeah. I went with my sister, and her and I used to travel to TJ with my parents. So it was just a taste of childhood right
bring
there.
back memories. Nice.
Yeah.
Very
That's all
cool.
it was.
So they are there Sunday from 5 p.m. until they sell out.
Yes.
There you go, Remo. You're buying me
And-
dinner.
That's dinner.
I've only had them once, but I think about them every day. Every day. I'm like, is it Friday?
Is that why the dogs like you so much? You always smell taco in your pocket.
That's happened to me.
No way,
One
really?
time, I went to pick up Snow the husky, and he was extremely excited. And Mom was like, "You have treats," which I never carry. I never carry treats because dogs fight each other when it comes to food. And I said, "No, no, no," and I laughed it off. And then mid walk, I realized, oh, my hands smell like tacos. That's what it was. That's what happened.
One
I'll
time-
take it though. I'll take it. You
One
know.
time I gave Marley a treat and I was like, no, I'll take it back. Actually, it was a chicken bone. Don't give a dog chicken bone. I think Eva did it, so I'll blame her.
Yes.
And I tried taking it back
Eva.
from him, and he snapped at me. He's like, don't touch my food.
Leave
I
my
was like,
bone
my
alone.
Oh yeah.
We had to almost convince him to give him another treat. It was like, anyways.
Oh yeah, you have to just play these games with them sometimes. But treats, even just the sound of opening the bag. Like when I want a really
yeah.
good photo, it's not, having them listening to me or trying to throw kisses at them or anything. It's the crumble of the bag, and their ears perk up, like they're smiling, and I'm just like, great.
They know
I should be a photographer. Maybe that's going to be my other thing, a dog photographer. Got it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for coming on. And if people want to follow you, where will they follow you?
So right now my page is whittierwagdogwalker on Instagram, and then my Uptown Dog Boutique is a hashtag. So hashtag Uptown Dog Boutique. Yeah. So if you bought some bandanas today, please send me the photos via hashtag, and let me see your pups. I'm so excited.
Yeah. We'll send you Marley's New Year's outfit.
Yes. That's a thing, isn't it funny? Now I have to keep up with the holidays too, guys, or the sports, like what's happening now. Even the nerdy stuff, I have to keep up with all the superheroes. I'm like, okay, so who's in? Where's Pokemon?
That's right.
Anyways, well, thank you so much
for
having
you again
me.
For being
I
on.
appreciate it very much.
Bye-bye.
See you later, Whittier.
Bye, Whittier.
And we're back. And
Da-da-da-da.
we are actually with the guy who is the guy behind the guy.
Who knows the guy?
Who knows the guy? With Gons
Decorations,
right?
Yes.
We're in your facility.
Yes.
We're in your
Parking
property.
This is your parking lot, right? Is that?
Yes, this is our parking lot. We share it with a couple other businesses. There's around 3 businesses here in this facility. There's warehouses in the back. They're really, really large for other type of businesses besides ours, like metal manufacturers and appliance manufacturers and things like that also have locations here in the warehouses. But as far as the front section of the facility and the warehouses in the back, those are ours, and that we do. That's where we have our business, Gons Decorations. Yeah.
And Edgar, how long have you guys been around?
Well, here, before you go, how long have you been around? What is Gons?
So Gons Decorations, what we do is tile distribution throughout the states. Mostly here in California, we supply a couple hundred stores with tile distribution. So anybody looking for handcrafted, either Mexican Talavera tile or handcrafted relief, which would be more of a 1920s Art Deco mission style tile. That's what we really do. So for any tile projects, for backsplashes, kitchens, restrooms, just homes or businesses, we even do custom mural work for people. That's what we mostly do here. But besides the tile, we also import a huge selection of artisanal work and furniture from Mexico. So a lot of ceramic work, a lot of wooden furniture, hand-carved furniture, hand-painted art as well.
I took a little walk through your place, and you guys have some beautiful, pottery work.
Thank you.
Very, very decorative.
Yes.
What I love about that type of art or artwork is how bright of a colors you have. I mean, they're so bright and colorful. I could definitely see that going into somebody's house as a piece by itself, even though it might not be a piece,
Yes.
Because you guys have, bowls, actual sink bowls. And
yes, restroom bowls for your vanity, for sinks, basically. Even copper, hand-hammered copper farmhouse sinks for people that don't want so much color.
Yeah.
There's a way of making something subtle, more of a modern rustic motif, instead of having that in-your-face, bold cobalt and terracotta colors. We do have other collections as well that will complement that modern rustic home that wants more of a handcrafted feel to it.
Yeah.
Whether it be the tile or iron work, handles, knobs, pulls, different iron fixtures as well that will give it that pop.
Well, with that copper sink, that's its own art piece.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I mean, that's
it's all hand-hammered work.
A beautiful piece in itself. So art doesn't have to be, or the generation doesn't have to be very flashy. It could be very subtle, likable, but still be a beautiful piece.
Yeah, still have something that's not manufactured by machines. Still have something that was hammered by hand that you can see the beauty in it, just naturally. Natural copper, it's been hand worked, so it's all beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah. Does the copper change color as it becomes a sink, or once it's there, it doesn't?
So there's copper will naturally patina, but patina is not a rust, so it's not corroding the actual copper. But depends on the taste or what style you want. There are ways of preventing patinas, whether it be adding clear coats or constantly adding waxes to maintain that natural, that antique look. Because the ones that we sell, they do have more of an antique finish, made with acid that gives it that antique look. Once you start cleaning that off constantly, you start getting more to your bright copper. But there's ways of just adding waxes or clear coats so that the patina doesn't start appearing if you don't want patina. Some of our customers want that rustic feel and they want that patina to come out naturally.
And the reason why I ask is we're getting copper rain gutters. Put it in the front of the house. And I prefer the shinier kind of look versus the patina. Is it patina look? Mm-hmm. So when the guy says, no, in a couple years they're going to be brown, I'm like, why? Why can't they just be copper the whole time?
Yeah.
So
it's going to involve some maintenance if you don't want it to be that patina
like a
look.
Spray can or
pretty much getting clear coats like Rust-Oleum brand stuff. But the thing about the grain gutters, the good thing about having copper is that, for example, a shingle roof will last you around 35 years. Okay, you get a regular shingle roof in your house. If if we were doing a copper roof per se, that would last you 120 years.
That's forever.
So that's a one-time thing. For example, in New York, a lot of the roofs, a lot of gutters, a lot of Statue of Liberty is made out of materials like that. So it lasts forever. Basically, you're never going to have to change your rain gutters again.
Until they start, until they get, is it patina or
patina? You won't have to change them unless you don't like them.
After the 3 years they become brown. I'm like, I'll get a copper spray can and just go to town on them.
So you said this was a family business, right?
Yes.
How long has it been a family business?
We've been in business for around 14 years. We're in East Los Angeles for maybe 11 to 12 years. We had 2 locations there. And then we consolidated maybe 3 years ago, and we moved here to Whittier, and we've been here since. Yes.
Why Whittier?
This actually popped out as a location while we were searching. Due to the fact of the distribution, we need a big warehouse, but we also need a nice showroom area, and we kind of wanted them together. We didn't want to have a showroom in East Los Angeles and the warehouse in City of Industry per se. We wanted everything together. When we found this location here in Whittier, it fit perfect for what we were trying to do. The actual building's an old historical building. It's from the 1920s, and it fits. It has nice characteristics. Everything's separated so that there's different rooms to display things properly instead of just having one big open area, big open space. It kind of makes it feel like you're at home and how it would look at your own home as well.
Nice. Mm-hmm. No, very cool. I mean, like I said, I walked through it. It's almost like walking through a museum.
Thank you.
I mean, just how you guys have every room separated or decorated.
Yes, thank you.
It's definitely a showroom in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, we try.
I know Remo's gonna ask if he could start camping out inside the building, but I think at some point we gotta kick him out. You're gonna find him washing his face in one of those bowls in a bathrobe. And
Jesse, help me get the sink out of here. It's stuck. It's attached to this dang wall.
Oh man, Edgar, thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys.
If social media wise, where can they follow you guys?
At Gonz Decorations, you can follow us there. That's our handle. We have Instagram and Facebook. You can go ahead and follow us there.
And it's Gonz
Decorations with the S at the end.
Got it.
Okay. And then what is your physical address for people who want to?
It's 12031 Philadelphia Street. We're in the corner of Philadelphia and Whittier Boulevard. Right up
just
from uptown.
Look for the large horse, right? Copper horse?
We have a large horse and also a raging bull that we bring out daily. We bring them out to the front, or the rainbow-colored panels that are on the walls as well.
Nice.
The window panels.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, thank you, and thank you for hosting this too.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you.
Right.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
See you later, Whittier.
Uptown Funk, gonna give it to you. We're here.
And of course, you can't see this, but I'm dancing.
Yeah, Jesse, you're sitting on a seat.
Oh man!
So we're here. We're back with Beth.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Bethany with Whittier. Not Whittier. Whittier Wandering. We got so many Whittiers.
It's all good.
He was still dancing. That's why he didn't get it all.
No worries.
Yeah.
And before we get into what you got going on today, I guess introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Okay, my name's Beth, and like you mentioned, I run an Instagram account called whittierwandering. And yeah, I'm a photographer. I live in Uptown. I love this city, and taking photos in and around Whittier has just been a fun passion project for the last 2.5 years or so. And I have been, kind of coordinating live music through the art stroll over the last year. My husband and I and a group of really talented friends, local musicians, have kind of put some effort, time, and heart behind bringing live music to Whittier once a month. So the second Wednesday of every month at the art stroll, we're outside of Mimo's doing live music and hanging out and just kind of bringing some life to a great event. And so, for this, today, Jenny and Pedro asked if we could kind of emulate and do the same thing, just bring some local musicians and bring some life to this market. So we're hanging out and really enjoying it so far.
And it's huge. I mean, you talk about music, whether you know how to dance or you have two left feet like me, it definitely puts you in that mood. I mean, even if you're just hanging out, and depending on what kind of music you got going on, you could have that little tap dance, or you could have the shoulder shrug, or like Remo, you can start singing. Or mumbling the words, I don't know.
Today we have a good variety. This is kind of a slice of the different kinds of music that we have. But there's Mellowmania is kind of our headliner today. They're a jazz trio. They're local. They're super talented. You guys will be dancing at some point. You will be dancing at some point. But we have a lot of singer-songwriters, kind of indie folk. It's a good variety of music every art stroll. So we're always excited to give time and to kind of showcase local talent. And it seems like people really enjoy it. So we're grateful for that.
Yeah. So aside from putting the music together, do you have a booth here on your own stuff?
I do not. As a photographer, the here and now, I am swamped and drowning in my own personal work of editing family sessions and weddings and doing my own stuff. So
what is it that you photograph most? I mean, is it something specifically like families or
right now my bread and butter is weddings, but I just recently relaunched my photo business, which I'm doing something called modern marketing, so essentially creating content for social media for brands and businesses. So nice. I'm starting to work with different brands and businesses around town and just creating their content and running their Instagram, Facebook, email, all that good stuff.
What do you prefer to do? What kind of photography is your kind of passion?
Oh, gosh. You know what? I'm learning that passions can change over time.
And your Friday passion is different than your Saturday passion?
No, well, not quite. I think, I've been shooting for 10 years, and weddings have been a huge piece and joy of what I shoot.
But stressful?
No. They're not. They're joy-filled. They're emotional.
They're not, because you're at the other end.
They're fast-paced, but it's not my own wedding.
Yeah.
So I'm just there to document, and I studied journalism. I love fast-paced. I love being a fly on the wall. I love observing. So, no, they're not stressful, but they are a lot of work.
Do you ever get any of those, I don't say bridezillas, but people of the family that says, take this picture, we want this picture, and you're like, let me do my thing, and... Because that happened in our wedding.
Okay, sure. There are a few Uncle Bobs out there, as the photo community calls them. We kind of know, when you see a big flash pop up during the ceremony, to keep an eye out for that guy during the reception.
Yeah. Forget the flash. It's the iPhone.
Or the phone.
Where they're going to take a picture and it always stays in their phone.
Sure. Nowadays, I think everyone has the tool in their hand to photograph and document. But at the end of the day, the paid professionals are the ones who will get the best of the best. The ones that are hanging on your wall and printed and in an album. So we just try and prioritize the space. But everyone can take what they want.
I got to tell you a funny story. When we were getting married and we're at the altar kneeling in front of the priest, and we had a pretty big wedding, my uncle's right next to the priest with his iPhone going like this, snapping pictures. Oh, my God.
We call him Uncle Bob.
Did the priest around say, sir, are you going to say
Are you done? You want us to smile? Anyways, it was one of those things where I just, to the photographer, I don't know how it becomes difficult to handle someone like that.
Sure.
That is like, how do you...
You have to have a very expressive face and give him a very stern eyebrow, because there's no talking during
or a
the
shot in the
ceremony.
gut, right?
Oh, man. Is there a strange, photo session you've had that you're like, man, I will never do that again?
No. Honestly, I would say for me, you attract what you put out there. So I'm not showing weird work. I'm showing the work that I want to get. I'm showing the kinds of weddings, the kinds of portraiture, the kind of small business work that I want. And really, in any part of work that you do, that's kind of the ticket. You want to showcase what you want to bring back. So I've been very strategic in what I post so that I'm attracting the right kind of clients. So
or maybe like a blooper photo shoot where like, man, that little baby just did not want to say so.
I will say family sessions always bring out the worst in families.
right?
It's a disaster. Moms are like in tears. Dads are really ticked off. Kids are just like, I am not having
That's
this.
right.
But I can work my magic. And a lot of times I'll get emails back saying, I can't believe you made us look that happy.
Yeah.
Where did those moments happen? But I'm taking 2,000 photos and I'm keeping 25. And in those 25 moments, you're going to look really good and you're going to look like a happy family.
We have a family photo where like all of us, like you could tell who didn't want to be in that picture.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because every time we like,
Was it
people
you?
Every time they come over, people are like, "Why is she? Why are her eyes red? Why is she? You know, like." And we got to go into the story of like how we had to get there.
Right. There's always a backstory in the making of a photo.
Right. Oh man, well, that's awesome. So obviously right now you're doing photography or bringing that back. Is there like another project you got coming on? I know you did like a launch of a book, right?
Yeah, I came out with a
magazine?
magazine last December. It was just a quick, awesome little project that I had time and space to put out. And yeah, Lauren Eckhart over there, who does the beautiful illustrations, that she made that new beautiful piece for Whittier, for We Are Whittier. Her illustrations were in there. But at this point, I just joined the Cultural Arts Commission.
That's
and
right.
I'm gonna
Congratulations.
Be working, thank you. And I'm going to be working with the city a little bit to do a project, hopefully about homelessness, and taking some interesting kind of conversational pieces around town. And we'll see where that leads. I'm not sure if that'll be a printed piece or something online, but yeah, something
Very
like
cool.
that would be cool.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Well, so how do people follow you? Well, before we get there, let's ask you the Whittier questions.
Sure.
What are some of the go-to spots that you have in the city of Whittier? Like if you were going to go grab a bite to eat or maybe an adult beverage, where would you be?
An adult beverage. Okay. Well, I am biased. I work at Local Fixtures, so I'll throw that out there. But I'm there every single day getting coffee, without a doubt. Every morning, afternoon, I'm just caffeinated, highly caffeinated from Local Fixture. We go to the Chicken Coop a lot for lunch. We love that place. It's really good. It's fast. It's delicious. Their Brussels sprouts blow our minds. Where else do we eat? We really like 6740 if I'm in the mood for something vegetarian. We get fideo at Colonia quite a bit in the winter, something seasonal. Nice. We'll get drinks. Where do we get drinks? We enjoy Flight a lot. I like the pom-pom. It's a little froofy, but it's delicious.
Pom-pom.
Yeah, it's like a pomegranate champagne drink with like a sugar rim. It's sweet, it's light, it's really good. Flight's great, and I'm trying to think what else. There's so much to rattle off.
7-Eleven.
Bazzara, definitely for dinner.
What about fond memories? What fond memory do you have growing up in Whittier that you say, I wish we had that back, or that's missing?
I didn't grow up in Whittier.
Or something that growing
meant?
up you say, I wish you would have it here in Whittier.
Oh. Well, actually, I will say, I'll give a shout out to Colleen's dad, Kyle. I know, enjoying their lunch spot.
Phoenix 5-4?
Phoenix 5-4. We would eat lunch there probably twice a week. Yeah. Getting their fideo and getting their vegetarian stuff was always fantastic.
Yeah. I ate there 5 days a week.
It was so good.
It was really,
their
especially their
stuff
breakfast
was so
sandwich
good.
was delicious.
Yeah. So we really do miss that spot a lot, and the quirkiness of the art that just continued to evolve over the years.
That's a really good place that you could take someone that's from out of town that comes in and they walk in and they're like,
where
the hell
am I?
Why is
the chicken coops that were added at some point?
What's the girl Wendy's with the hair up and it was a little freaky in there.
Yeah. Maybe don't take your grandma, but take your cool aunt or your dad.
Not after a church event,
Yeah.
If something is missing in Whittier, what would that be?
That you would like to see here?
I always say this, but I want the metro here. But that's a big long-term project. Yeah. We hope to stick around to see the train. Yeah, it's the gold line, exactly. Honestly, for us, with live music, we want to see that happening more and more spaces for that. I would love to see a film festival in Whittier. I know a lot of people have kind of echoed that, and there's rumblings of trying to figure that out in the future. But yeah, honestly, my heart is for anything cultural arts, anything just like this, that's bringing people together, that's kind of promoting local artists, local musicians, local makers. We're always excited about. So yeah, film festival, the train, Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. Well, we'll put our requests in.
Sounds good.
See if Remo could move.
Yeah,
make
get that train here.
Wait, just a train? Anything else?
No, that's it.
An airplane?
You gotta do the Uber train.
Yeah, a little private airport.
Train. An airport, we could just clear out Philadelphia here and.
All
right. That's awesome.
All right, Beth. How do they follow you if they want to follow you?
Sure. Yeah, just on Whittier Wandering. Just at Whittier Wandering for Instagram, and yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
on.
Thank you.
All right, Whittier, we're at the end of this.
So thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these interviews. Again, if you haven't followed the ones we've interviewed, go give them a follow.
Yeah. And this was an awesome event. You know, I coming into it and we pulled up, I was like, oh, this is a little weird, and you didn't know if it was a hit. But it's a really good venue for people that don't have the brick and mortar to come, meet one another, and actually, sell their product or expose their product. So to the 4 or 5 vendors that we frequented, including the pizza.
The pizza we frequented like just
3
times alone, right?
So all the vendors, thank you so much for the event. Awesome event.
And so follow us on on
What's Up Whittier.
What's Up Whittier if you're not already following us.
Yeah.
But do hit the subscribe button so you guys can get all the new fresh episodes downloaded to your phone right away without having to think about it. There you go, Remo.
That's my kind of download.
That's right.
You don't have to think about it.
That's right.
Awesome.
And if you hit the subscribe button, once you hit the subscribe button, you automatically get a little dancing emoji, and it's Remo dancing. So
yes.
Stay tuned for that one.
Tango look. All right.
All right, Whittier. See ya.
Bye-bye.